The clock sat on the dusty shelf in the corner of Mr. Townsend's antique shop, forgotten by time. Its brass was tarnished, its hands idle at the stroke of midnight. To any passerby, it was just another relic, part of the countless oddities crowding the cramped shop. But Frankie and Lily knew better. As soon as they saw it, they felt it. Something about the clock was alive, thrumming with unseen energy. Frankie, the older of the two siblings, reached for it first. His fingers hesitated just inches from the smooth dome of glass encasing the clock's face. "Careful," Lily whispered, her voice a mix of curiosity and caution. She was only 8, but she had the uncanny ability to sense things, an intuition Frankie had learned to trust. "It's broken," Mr. Townsend said from behind the counter, startling them. His voice rasped like sandpaper. "Been stuck at 12 o'clock for decades. No use tinkering with it." Frankie turned back to the clock, its gleam catching the dim light of the shop. "Can we take it?" he asked, feeling an odd pull he couldn't explain. Mr. Townsend squinted at the siblings, then shrugged. "You can have it for free. It's junk." That night, Frankie set the clock on his bedside table. It didn't fit with the basketball trophies and comic books scattered across his room, but he couldn't seem to part with it. Lily, sitting cross-legged on his bed, stared at the brass casing like it might spring to life. "It feels weird," she said. "You mean it feels cool," Frankie replied, grinning as he pushed it toward her. "Maybe it's haunted." Lily didn't laugh. "What if it's something else?" "Something else." Frankie brushed off her words, but when midnight came, just as he was drifting off to sleep, the air shifted. Cold seeped into the room. The clock ticked. It was just one sound, soft, muted, but Frankie's eyes snapped open. He stared at the clock. Those hands, broken for decades, had moved, one single second backward. "Lily," Frankie hissed, shaking his sister awake. She sat up groggily, her eyes darting to the clock. "What happened?" "It ticked backward," Frankie whispered, his heart pounding. "Look, it's at 11:59 now." Lily's face paled. "Frankie," she started, but before she could finish, the room pulsed with light. A golden shimmer spread across the walls, swallowing everything in a warm glow. When the light faded, the siblings found themselves somewhere else entirely. They were no longer in Frankie's room. The house was gone. The streetlights, the chirping crickets outside the window, all of it had vanished. In its place stretched an endless field beneath a dusky sky. The air felt thick, heavy, with the scent of flowers Frankie couldn't identify. And in the center of the field stood a single tree. "Frankie," Lily whispered, "where are we?" "I don't know," he said, stepping cautiously forward. The grass crunched beneath his sneakers. "But I'm pretty sure the clock did this." As they got closer to the tree, they saw someone standing beneath it, a girl, no older than 10, her face streaked with tears. She clutched a tattered doll to her chest, staring at something in the distance. Frankie hesitated, glancing at Lily. But Lily was already moving. She knelt beside the girl, her own hands trembling slightly. The girl didn't answer at first. She just kept staring at the horizon. But after a long moment, she whispered, "It's gone. I didn't mean to, but now it's all gone." "What's gone?" Lily pressed gently. The girl finally turned to them, her teary eyes wide and frightened. "The farm, the field, all of it. I messed up, and now it's gone forever." Frankie looked around. The field seemed untouched, endless in every direction. "What do you mean you messed up?" The girl pointed to the horizon, where faint shadows danced. "I broke the clock, back when it still worked. I didn't know what it would do." Frankie's heart dropped. "The clock we have?" She nodded, her shoulders shaking. "It lets you change things, fix mistakes, but if you use it too much, if you're not careful, time breaks." Lily turned to Frankie, her face pale. Suddenly, the horizon shimmered, and the world tilted sideways. The field flickered in and out of existence, the sky darkening rapidly. The girl screamed, clutching her doll tighter. Lily grabbed Frankie's arm. "We have to help her," Lily shouted over the sound of the wind, which had risen to a deafening roar. Frankie's eyes darted to the glowing edges of the clock, which had appeared in Lily's hands somehow. "Turn it," he yelled. "Turn it backward, slowly." Lily fumbled with the hands, moving one single tick backward. The world steadied immediately. The field returned, the grass once more beneath their feet. The girl gasped, the shadows disappearing. The siblings stared at her, breathing hard. "You fixed it," she whispered. "You fixed the time." Frankie looked at Lily, their shared understanding unspoken. The clock wasn't just broken, it was dangerous. but it was also a gift. Listen, Frankie said, kneeling in front of the girl. You need to show us exactly how to use it. If you made a mistake, maybe we can fix it, for real this time. The clock ticked softly as the three of them huddled beneath the tree, their shadows stretching long into the twilight. Time would wait for no one, but together, perhaps they could rewrite its rules.